Okay, so I'm going to start doing his head. Now, he was trimmed pretty short here on the top last time, so I'm not going to take that off too short. He has some very long ears. I don't like to leave long ears on a dog who has a very short head. So today what I'm going to do is pick the length that I'm going to use on the head, which not going to go too short because it's already pretty short. So I'll probably start with a 0 and go from there. His hair is a little on the thinner side. So I'm going to start with a longer blade and go up from there and see what I get off. Okay, Petey, can you stand up for me? Good boy. So I'm just going to start front of the head and go straight back. See what I get off. I do skim just a little bit off the top of that ear. So I think I'll probably leave it with a 0 and then just go back and either thinning shear it, blend it, or scissor it. And come in here and clean all of this stuff out of the eyes right here. I do not shave this out. I don't like shaving down the bridge of the nose, so I'm going to use my thinning shears and get that out so it gives it more of a natural appearance rather than zipping out with the clipper. Good boy. I do try to keep the thinning shear going in the direction that the hair is growing. Sometimes they get a lot of colics here, so it can grow, in towards the eye, up towards, the sky, or every other which direction. So the thinning shears, using them in the direction of the coat growth, will help it make it look more natural as well. And it's really not any extra work. I'm going to come in with my blenders and trim all the stuff out of the eyes, eyelashes, just above the eye. I'm not taking too much off because it's already pretty short, so I don't want to give him like a surprised look. Right now I'm just blending. Good boy. Comb all this forward on the beard. It's easier to do this with the dog's mouth shut. So I'm going to come in and I'm just going to round this out and get this cleaned up a little bit. It's okay, buddy. I'm not taking too much off. I just want to clean this up a little bit. Even though he's a doodle, he doesn't have the stereotypical doodle coat. So I don't want to go crazy taking this too short because it's pretty thin. Just kind of debulking this a little bit, just so it's not so poofy. I like to trim all this stuff that falls past the nose here, so I'll just take the comb and get that out of the way and just thinning shear that away. Okay, Pete, stand up for me. Good boy. Okay. So now I'm going to do this ear. For my liking, this ear is too long. I think for the trim that he's in right now, this ear is too long. I don't want to take it too short because he does have a very long tail. So whatever your dog's tail looks like, you want to make sure that the ears sort of look the same, so it's a balanced look. If I were to shave this ear and leave a full tail, your eye is going to be drawn right to the head and the shaved ear, and it's not going to look balanced with the tail being so long. So I'm going to trim it, but I'm not going to go too terribly short, just because he does have a long tail. So I'm going to find the bottom of the leather of the ear. So the leather of his ears are actually pretty short. It goes to right about here. So all of this is just hair. Make sure you get the comb in there and get all the mats, tangles out of there. Just going to spritz this with a little leave-in conditioner. It's kind of staticky. Get a more even trim that way. And with him, I'll probably just round the ear. So since I know the leather of the ear is up here, I don't need to hold the ear to do the trimming. If the leather of the ear was down here, I probably would just run my thumb in my hand down between the front of his ear and the back of his ear, just so I know where that leather is and I can trim it and I don't inadvertently go a little too short. But his is pretty high up, so I know I've got room to work with. So I'm just going to come in through the front and just round this out. And then taper it up.
Oh my gosh, you found it.
It's okay, people. I need you to stand though. Okay. So probably just take a little bit more off. Not much, just a little bit, just to give him a little bit of a cleaner look. There, that's better. Good boy, Pete. It's okay. I like to flip the ear over, not to trim any hair, but just to see if there's any long scragglies here. If there is, that's a great area to use your blenders just to clean that up a little bit without really taking length off, and it's not noticeable when the dog's ear is in a natural position. Clean up around the front of the ear here. So I think that's a good length for him, given how long his tail is. So now I'm just going to pull this hair forward, finish scissoring up this head. It's okay, Pete. Good boy. Good boy.
1 minute left. You can do it.
Okay, so this is where I was talking about earlier, wanting to leave this hair here to fill. So I'm going to pull this stuff forward, and I'm just going to scissor this to match the length pretty much of here, so it's not so short. And right now I'm just using my blenders. It's okay, Pete. Good boy. No. It is easier to do this while the dog is standing, otherwise your lines do change, so you need to have the dog standing while you're scissoring ahead, and that really goes for any breed. I'm just cleaning this up. I'm going to take this area right here a little bit tighter just so I can open up that eye. Good boy. Good boy. And stand up. Good boy. We're almost done. And take off those eyelashes. He doesn't need them.
Whoever does, you did it. Time is up. Please stop grooming your dog, clean up your table, and prepare.
And then just clean up any long areas around the mouth. I like to lift up the lip, look at this flue, the area where the flue is. If this gets crusty with food, you can always take your thinning shears and then just kind of go in there and break that up. And then your comb, and you can comb that out without making any track marks or clipper, lines to where it's going to be noticeable when the dog has his mouth open. And then I'm just going to come in and soften up this line with my thinning shears. And that's how I would do the head on this dog.